All right, we are live. Let's get started. October trimming momentum. I'm going to be trimming some momentum positions here. Well, I already trimmed them, but we're going to talk about that. And, there shall be signs. No man know the day nor the hour of the correction, but there shall be signs, and we have those signs. So that's what we're going to cover today. Our first sign, let's just get started. Let's go right into it. I know some of you are just joining. Make sure you comment. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see while I get started here. The first sign is the VIX. Let's go ahead and highlight the VIX here. All right. Here comes the correction. The VIX is showing us a pattern of, it's a rising pattern, right? If you've watched patterns enough, you can see that the trend is picking up for the VIX. And it's like a cup. There's like a little cup action here. We should be testing that $20 level by the end of October. Okay. The story with the VIX, or not the VIX, I'm sorry. The story with October, if we go back to the last 5 years, actually, you almost always, you have a sharp correction in October. You have an October correction. Now, we've been pretty strong so far this October, but it's still early. We have 3 more weeks. Okay, we have 3 more weeks, and the major institutions typically have to dump a lot of their shares and stocks that are not performing, or just rotate in October to finish off the year. And that's where you get the really massive rally. But before we get that massive rally, we're going to have a correction. So keep your eye out. Easiest signal here, VIX punching into 20. I think it gets stuck at 20. It could it can overcorrect into 20, but I'm looking for the 20 test, the retest of 20 before I start adding on momentum. Now, when I talk about momentum, so that's the VIX. That's the VIX. Now, when I talk about momentum, look at iron. Iron is probably one of the strongest stocks in the market, if not the strongest over the last, couple. Look at this. Look at this savagery move, above all-time highs. Let me move this up a little. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Please don't mess with me. All right. So look at this savage move, right? Back in March, April. No, I guess we should fast forward till April, or no, July. Let's go to the beginning of the summer. When the summer started, iron was at 15. It's up 300%. Okay. That's a big move. This thing has been on fire. So the appetite for risk in the market is very high, but we need corrections in order to rotate. I see rotations into utility stocks. Okay, a little bit of defensive. We can look at utilities. Just go to XLU, right? XLU outperforming while everything else is crashing. If you want to see relative strength, you go XLU/SPY. Okay. XLU, SP, and this is relative strength versus S&P. Look at that. S&P 500 weak. A lot of stocks are weak. You guys see it red all over the board, but XLU is climbing. Why? Because this tells me the fear is inflation. Damn it, maybe we get inflation. We're not convinced the bull market's over, but we're convinced maybe we should hedge a little bit with inflation. Where is it coming from? Electricity. So XLU is purely an electricity industry. We're talking utilities. Let me take this gum out. Sorry. Right. So XLU, that's what's going up. Energy XLE, we can go XLE/XLU to see, is energy outperforming electricity? No, it's not. Electricity is winning here. XLU, okay, electricity/QQQ. Oh, it's beating NASDAQ. So electricity in general, we can look at some individual stocks on electricity, is winning. So the VIX is telling us there's an inflation scare. When is inflation? We have inflation report. I believe, is it this week? Hold on. Let me make sure I got this clear. Why am I getting glitches, dude? Come on. Technology. I'm supposed to update my computer. That's why. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to make a smooth delivery here, and it freezes on me. Here we go. October 15th. So we got a week. I think we're going to sell off into inflation. I don't know when the sell, like I said, no man knows the day or the hour, but we know it's coming. XLU is outperforming. There's a hedge for a reflationary regime. Okay, now just keep that in your mind. Breadth is weakening, right? Breadth is weakening. When I say breadth is weakening, no, before we get to breadth, I'm sorry. Let me finish off what I was looking at. Iran. our iron, whatever you call iron, I think it's going to dump pretty soon. I'm looking for debit spreads. I believe in the after hours, it's starting to turn over. Let's see it. Look at that dump. Just bleh. Couldn't get back to all time. Look at this gap up. I was like, dude, it's still running up, and then it recovers and just gets smashed into after hours. Now it does this a lot, but we're at an extent of risk, right? Investors need a reset. We're gonna get a reset. We're gonna get a reset. Here's our breath, right? Here's our breath. Next stock, Oklo. Oklo is showing bearish divergence. This is just a canary in the coal mine. It is how would I say it? Oklo, I'm gonna get your comments, but let me make sure. Look at this big move on Oklo the other day. I'm like, dude, slow down, bro. Slow down. You need a reset. Let's look at the bearish divergence here. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Right? So, and I want to own Oklo at some point, but right now it's bearish divergence. We're looking at a let me take the momentum off. We're looking at a range here. Can we see that clearly? We're looking at a little range between 100 and 150. Let's just say 100, 150. I think we're coming to the bottom of the range. If the correction is worse and we get more surprises, we probably dump lower. But let's look at the momentum. Look at this gigantic bearish divergence. You got to stay. Well, I don't want to tell you what to do, but this is how I look at it, right? We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, the MACD doesn't look too bad, but this is a very momentous stock. It's trying to come. I don't think so. I think it's coming down. Look at this bearish divergence on the RSI. Gigantic upside move. We got to 89, and we retested the highs, right? Retested the highs with no buying pressure. Buyers are giving up, right? There's more sellers than buyers. The sentiment is not turning bearish for the year. Sentiment is like, whoa, we're a little overheated here in the market, and different sectors, different industries are going to rotate. So I see iron and I see Oklo, and I'm like, there's probably other stocks showing that, but I'm seeing utilities rise, right? So there's a little rotation here. Just be careful. Just be careful. RSI divergence. We're going to go to breadth next. Mark your breath. So far, we got the VIX jumping. Okay. Mark this down. You got the VIX jumping to 20. I want to stay cautious. I don't want to rush in and say, oh, I'm going to buy anything, even though I did almost FOMO in one of these stocks that we might talk about later, if I remember. But VIX jumped to 20. I'm waiting for that move. I'm waiting for the move to 20. We have a lot of stuff. We have core inflation, Michigan consumer, FOMC minutes tomorrow, Michigan consumer sentiment, stupid stuff that doesn't really matter in the long run, but in the short run, it makes the market very vulnerable because of how strong it is, right? Core inflation, is it going to rise? We haven't even got the expectations yet for inflation. Retail sales might be weak October 16th. So we get the Fed cut at the end of the month, and October seasonally has weakness. Keep that in mind. Wait for that VIX to run here. Look at, two stocks, Oklo, iron. Now market breadth. Market breadth. Am I missing something? Here it is. This is the market breadth I want to look at. This is advanced decline in blue. Okay. I hope we can see that. Advanced decline on the daily chart. Can I make this bigger? Not really. The amount of stocks advancing versus declining versus the S&P. Okay. You make it visually appealing here. So you can see the clear divergence. The S&P 500 is in red. It's rising. Okay. It's rising. And this is on a daily moment. It's a line. It's not a, it's not actually the, it's not actually candlesticks. Let me see if I could no, I can't even do candlesticks right now. Well, but you have the amount of stocks advancing versus declining, more declining. We have more stocks declining in the past 4 or 5 days. We're at the beginning. This correction is going to come. We've seen it before, a decline in that advanced decline, and then stocks dump after a couple days. I just think we're around the corner somewhere. October, if there was a spot, if I had to give it a percentage, I'm going to say there's a 70% chance we get a nasty 3%, maybe 4, maybe 5% correction, sometime in the next 3 weeks before we get that November, Santa Claus rally. Okay. So we got breadth weakening. Now it's not even just that breadth that's weakening. We also have, the amount of stocks advancing above their 200 daily moving average can't make a new high while the S&P is rising. Let's add the SPX on there. Okay, you see how the S&P is rising here. Change the colors, go red. S&P is rising, but look at the amount of stocks. They're not really making new highs. They're declining. So another signal, right? No man knows the day or the hour, but we have signs that now this could rip to all-time highs, but we have a lot of events to get past. We have a lot of event risk, in my view. Okay. So keeping an eye on that. Now let's go back. Bank of America sentiment. We're going to switch screens here. Let me go to your comments before we switch. Let's see. What up? Yes. Oh, what up? Yassine, I haven't seen you for a while. Hassan, how's it going? Haven't been. Got the guys from TikTok on there. I'm gonna read your stuff. Let me switch screens real quick, and then I'm gonna read your stuff. This is a live on YouTube. All right. So now we're gonna flip over to our other sentiment, right? Our overheating sentiment indicators. And then I'm going to read your guys' stuff. Wish I had like a partner. So this is our exposure index. This basically tells us, let me make that screen a little bigger here, flip it over. This tells us active fund managers who are, they get long, they're trading the market. And when they get to this 100 level, this level up here, there's usually a sell-off, right? Sell-off. Now, this one doesn't look similar. Like usually I'm like, hey, we're going to get a correction up here. Didn't happen. But we're going to get this in tomorrow. We're going to get this reading in. It's every Wednesday. It's the NAAIM exposure index. It's basically active fund manager positioning. And I think they're going to unposition. They've been crushing it. Everybody's been crushing it with small caps. And I think we're going to get a reset there, right? So how far does it go? Maybe not too far. I don't know. But they're very deeply positioned. And I think I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't do that. That's what my guess is, though, right? Now, bullish bear sentiment. We're getting more bullish sentiment. It's climbing. And this is a counter indicator. Whenever you have very bearish, no, I'm sorry, I didn't even tell you what it is. In the blue is bearish sentiment. And you can see that's trickling down, but it's getting smaller, right? The value is smaller. And the bullish sentiment is getting bigger. Neutral's in the middle. Look at the yellow and just say up is bullish, down is bearish, right? So you had bearish, bullish. Now, while we were bearish, the market was exploding. Now we're getting a little more bullish with some event risk, with some, surprises possibly down the pipe. We might have some negative surprises down the pipe. So I'm just looking at now. We're not extreme. We're not at extremes where it's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a 10%. No, I'm looking to repositioning with the VIX jumping right back up to 20, somewhere around there. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see when we get there. The inflation report could be a scare, right? Let's flip over to that report really quick. Core inflation. You want to track this coming up pretty soon. All right. So we have the inflation report. Now let's look at everything. Countries. I don't want to see every country, just want to see US. Let's go to impact number 2. Now I should have done this on TradingView because you can see it, but I'm so used to this one. Fed Bostic. You just have a bunch of Fed members speaking today. They were talking about inflation again, woeing the market. I think the market's sensitive. Just it's a little sensitive for a negative surprise. That's it. A little sensitive for a negative surprise. FOMC minutes tomorrow at 11 a.m. That's going to be 1 or 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Eastern time, right? So we'll get the FOMC minutes. We'll see what they say. And that could be a negative event. If it's positive, I don't think the market really gets too crazy. Powell speaks on Thursday. Jobless claims, we'll see if they jump. Fed Goolsbee. Now we want rate cuts. The market's probably already pricing in rate cuts because of the government shutdown. So it's been very bullish. Remember, we talked about this. The market is pricing in rate cuts at the end of the year and into next year, just lower rates. It's basically more credit. The market is bullish in the long term because it's pricing in more easy money, period, right? Number 2, the biggest thing is technology solving issues. And we're going to talk about the biggest theme. Hopefully we get to it. Let me write it down really quick so I don't forget. Themes. Robotics. It's AI, robotics. It's going to be blockchain, okay, which is still coming in to the mix. There's one more. We'll keep it at that. I think robotics is next big thing, though. Okay, for markets other than the energy expansion stuff, right? So we have inflation risks, and then we go a little further into what's retail sales could be a risk if it falls too far. We're going to get a bigger rotation into utilities, into maybe healthcare. I don't even want to say healthcare right now. Utilities and consumer staples. That's who went up today, right? We'll see the housing market index that hasn't been doing so well. Rates are not falling the way that people expected. And here's the issue: if inflation comes out as a higher surprise, what are we going to see? We're going to see literally not the Fed cutting rates. We're going to see um, the mortgage rates, which are tied to the US 10-year, not really budge. And then guess what? People are locked out of a home. Weakness persists. Then we need we need some type of fiscal incentive for people to buy homes. So it can get tricky here. I'm still long, but I'm trimming some positions, waiting for that VIX to pump. I see a lot of risk here. Okay, we'll get off this. We'll get off this one. Let's get back to the charts. There we go. All right, let's get back to our charts. I think we hit a lot of that. Here we go. Okay. Other thing too, we're watching rates. Okay, this is what I mean by rates. Rates have been sort of bouncing around this 4.5 to 4%. Anything going towards 5 is going to be more bearish for the market. Maybe a flight to quality stocks like right now. Meta looks good. I'll be honest with you, Meta doesn't look bad. There's a lot of stocks. We're gonna go over some of the stocks. I think a lot of them. Let me put that down. Meta. I think it was Meta, like mega caps, because we might get small caps really get hit. Okay, that's why I'm kind of trimming. Okay, so watch rates. We'll see how rates respond over the next 3 weeks. If they're rising, easy, it's a dump. If rates continue to fall, then I think, whether the VIX spikes or not, if rates keep falling, that's going to be good. I would stay in small caps. But if rates start to rise fast, you might want to be lighter in your positioning for small caps. Maybe look at some quality trades. If you're investing, we're not really talking about that. You should be long, right? You should be long. But if you're trading, you want to be trading the right theme. You want to be trading the right macroeconomic theme, which is right now we're trading lower rates. But if rates rise in a month or so and seasonality, then you might want to be trading utilities. There's some utility stocks out there, some defensives. I think it's a low probability, but I think it's a high probability that we do see a rotation. Okay. Do we cover everything? No. Pre-Fed meeting. And then the Fed meetings at the end of the month, the Fed should be cutting. I just think we see weakness going into that. So we covered a lot there. We're going to move on to, let me answer these comments, and then we'll move on to the first chart. I think the first chart right now that I wanted to point out is maybe some mega cap. Let's go to so I'm waiting for the VIX, right? Clear story, all that, wrap it up. We're waiting for the VIX to retest. We're still in a bull market. Leadership, nah, not looking at leadership. We're looking at in-place stocks. I'm going to throw up NVIDIA, because NVIDIA earnings also, we have what? That's not till November? Oh, okay. That changes everything. That's not till November. All right, cool. Amazon, Apple up a lot. Meta. Okay, Meta looks great. So I'm going to keep my eye on Meta real here, and then I'm going to go to these comments. All right. Yo, and leave me a comment if you want. I haven't been looking at your live videos recently, but always in the video. Okay, I'm going to just throw your comments up. I'll read them. I'm busy trading a full-time Forex trader. Hey, congratulations, Yassine. Full-time trader Forex. Cool. I'm not familiar with Forex trading. I know what it is, but I don't really trade Forex. But I'm glad you're doing well. AMD thoughts. Yeah, let's talk about AMD. AMD thoughts holding 210, regain strength, trimmed at 223, big chunk. Nice. Yassine, crushing it. I'm sorry, Asan. Where do you find these stocks? I really want to invest, but I don't know where to find AI stocks. Yassine, subscribe to the Discord. I have so many stocks in the Discord. We talk about this. You should have the free newsletter. It's free. Okay, it's free newsletter. I send out all the stocks. If you want to look at a trial, we'll look at it. Let me keep that on there. Let me put this on my notes. Okay. Look at newsletter. I just sent one out this week on Monday. Okay. And I'll show you guys kind of what you get for free. Could you give your opinion on DXY? Causing technicals are kind of telling me it's strong. Do you think it could go down with an inflation report? Discord super valuable. Thank you, Mark. I think you're seeing really quick for DXY. Okay. We'll get back to Meta. It's trying to bottom out. Now, why does DXY look like it's bottoming out? Not for the foreseeable future. We're still going to hit resistance. I mean, the dollar's getting debased. Keep in mind, macro cycle wise, we are in disinflation. We're in a disinflationary, right? Disinflationary money printing regime. So the dollar is going lower, but in the short term, yeah, just like the VIX could retest the $100 level. What's going to cause the dollar to spike? Inflation report coming in hotter than expected. But if the Fed turns around and cuts, the dollar's going right back down. So just look for a quick spike and a dump in the dollar. Same thing for the VIX, quick spike and a dump. It's going to open up an opportunity for investing, trading certain themes. But dollar wise, I'm not, I don't really trade Forex. So I don't know what you're looking at there. Maybe NASDAQ 100, who knows? But yeah, I think the dollar can make a quick spike to 100, come back down. Your biggest report there is going to be October 15th. It could run up into that. I don't know. But I'd say October 15th. Also, the more weakness we get, the dollar goes higher also. Okay, the more weakness. So if we get a surprise of weakness, which would come from the initial jobless claims report, right? If we get a spike in jobless claims, which they look like they're not really rising. A lot of people think we're headed into recession. We're not even close. Okay, we're not even close. We're getting a seasonal weakness, but October is going to pick up. Everyone wants to spend for the holidays. And so we'll get more of the seasonal hiring spending will start to pick up. All the data we're looking at now is lagging. We're looking at data from September and August where people kind of slowed. Okay, it's back to school. We're not traveling. So the data will pick up. I'm not too worried about that. But right now, right, for stocks, for swing trades anyways, I'm trimming some of that momentum. All right, back to the things. We'll look at AMD. So we'll go AMD quick. I know that's on everybody's radar. I'm bearish on AMD right now. Okay. I'm bearish for a swing trade. What is the time frame is always a question. Let's go to the monthly chart and see what it looks like as far as momentum. Okay. Make sure we got video earning. Okay. So AMD is very bullish on a longer term time frame, right? Look at this monthly expansion, right? It last time it expanded this much, it took about 3 or 4 months for it to really peak. Again, back here, I want to say when it really bursted out, it took about October. It took a while. So AMD in the long run is a hold, is a buy. I mean, this thing's going to rip. Okay. It looks great. I love AMD. But in the short term, as we layer down in the time frames, as we go into shorter time frames, look at the weekly, it's already in that expansion mode for the weekly. So it can take off, but there's some issues with how things are being paid for. Is it real? Right. This is news based. That means the news could reverse. There could be a report. You got to wait for, their actual earnings, which are coming up. When is the November 4th? So we got about a month. I think November is the month that we really start to take off. Now, can AMD outperform? Sure. But we're overheating on the RSI, and that's not terrible if the overall market is starting to pick up. But right now, the overall market, I think, is going to hit a risk off mode. I mean, look at these damn quantum stocks just overheating, right? Overheating. Are those lines very annoying? These are earnings lines. So we'll just think from earnings to earnings, right? Overheating, what is this called? Rigetti overheating. Very strong, but trust me, profits are going to be taken. Keep in mind, these stocks have no earnings. They have no revenue. Some of them do, but they're not very profitable. So they need rates to come down. They've already priced in rate cuts to the end of the year. There isn't a real narrative underlying this yet. You need Google, right? It's there, but I think you need a pullback. So a lot of stocks are overheating. Oklos, right? Quantums, all that stuff is overheating. So when I go back to AMD, what I say is, yes, AMD looks great, but it just priced in about a month. I think it just priced in about a month. Okay. Let's go to the daily. Where's it at? Very overheated. Look at that. We're at an RSI of 81. Can it keep going? Yes. But market breadth is falling. The momentum in the market is falling. So my guess is more than likely, if I had to go 50-50, AMD consolidates sideways over 200, right, for the foreseeable future. And what I want to do is move my anchored VWAP to the day it gapped up and just see how it holds that anchored VWAP. That's how you use anchored VWAP, in your toolbox is, okay, it gapped up. Let me Let me move it to this morning, right? See how it's flirting up and down and up and down. If it gets below anchored VWAP over time, that's the volume weighted average. I'm bearish. If it gets above it and holds, then hey, maybe it has another leg. But right now, your thing is between 200 and 225 for AMD. You're just waiting for the break. Okay, you're waiting for the break. It's either going to break down or it's going to break out. If it breaks out, you stay long. If it breaks down, you cut your size. That's what I would do. If you're invested in it, you do nothing. Okay, you don't want to get a taxable event if you're just holding it, right, for 10 years. But we're talking trading here anyway. All right, let's go to Meta. So, well, actually, let's go to where I'm trimming positioning. Also, is that music too loud in the background? Let me know. I don't know if it's if this stream is blocking it out. So look at Meta. Look at that nice little downtrend. This thing's been getting crushed for a while. Okay, it's down $1 trillion stock. It's down 12%. So remember, we're going to come back to this. Wells Fargo just raised price target on Meta. And I'm going to use debit spreads. I don't really trade these stocks, but I'm preparing for a risk off event for these high beta stocks. When I say high beta, you can look at, there's not a whole lot of high beta, ETFs. They always have the same tech stocks in them. So I'm just going to look at a list. Okay. Energy storage battery. If you guys have been keeping up, we've been watching these energy storage battery stocks absolutely rip. I missed this one. I was pissed off. We talked about this the other day. Okay. Look at it. Literally had the wedge. I was like, all right, I'm going to get long. Boom. Missed it. I'm pissed. It's not even done yet. This thing can keep rising, right? It can rise without the market. As a matter of fact, today it performed regardless of how the market performed. It's up 9% because of momentum, right? But I think momentum overall is going to come down. Now let's go to the next one, QuantumScape. Okay, look at the bearish divergence, right? RSI falling, but the stock's still going up. What's the market cap? If it's higher than $1 billion, then yes, that's real bearish divergence. If it's under that, it doesn't matter, but it's 8 billion market cap. It's almost a large cap stock. It's a mid cap. I'd call it a mid cap, small to mid cap stock, whatever. Microvast, very beautiful chart. One of the best charts, I think, that I've seen in the market, under the energy generation, energy storage themes, Microvast looks great. Now I cut my size here. I already cut my size, because I had too many positions on and I didn't want to get too risky in it. It can still blow off top, but I'll wait for that move, right? I'm going to wait for, let's go to the daily chart. See how the daily already pumped up twice? I'll wait for the daily to do this. Let's go ahead and mark. I want to wait for the break and retest, right? I'm going to wait for it to break and retest or let it consolidate a little more and then start to rise. So I just think where we're at right now, I'm going to lean towards being a little more, manage my risk. I'm going to manage my risk. We're in October, seasonally, there's a sell-off, right? Also that weekly RSI, see how the bearish divergence, right? And this is, what's the market cap? Is it under $1 billion? It's not. It's 1.5. So it's on the teeter of like, does it really matter, the RSI? It's kind of teetering. Does it really matter? It's so small, it can get pumped. But I still think it's going to apply to the laws of technical. So bearish divergence, less buying pressure, stock is moving higher. I think it's going to have another correction, right? That'll be good. That'll be a nice wedge pattern starting to form. So I want to see that. I love this. I love the pattern. This is a beautiful, when this thing starts to rip, it's going to rip. They're expanding into China from what I've seen. There's not enough infrastructure to support AI. That's why I'm so bullish on these stocks, right? Enovix still has a lot of room to run. I have not shaved off Enovix. I actually haven't shaved off. So this one technically hasn't really broken out. I'm not shaving off yet. I'm not, because they have stuff down the pipeline. As a matter of fact, what do they have today? Sells 120. Oh, okay, somebody sold shares, kind of bullish. That's not really bullish. Insiders, not bullish. Entry into Enovix, whatever. So Enovix is a 2.4 billion market cap. It's a little bigger than Microvast. You kind of have three white soldiers here. You have the weekly picking up. You just have the, we see the expansion on the MACD. So the wave is increasing, right? I don't do wave one, wave two. I just look at the technicals, right? I don't need to do, that's too many indicators. All I know, this thing could explode at any moment. So I'm staying long, but I'm not heavy in it. I'm not really heavy. I'm mid. I'd wait for the break. and then I'll have more confidence. And then when the pullback, I'll go ahead and get more heavy, right? Right now, I'm not heavy. Cooler pissing me off, right? We talked about this when I was trading it. And I told everybody, hey, you know, if it sticks above 5, I'm holding. I cut half my size today. This is a bearish pattern. And I don't want to get a gap down, right? I had pretty medium size on it, not super size, but I didn't like how bad it sold off. It broke this, you know, resistance here. So I cut half my size. I'm still holding the other half on cooler, right? So I didn't like that. It just couldn't hold, broke down, right? Maybe it holds, but I'll take a smaller loss if it gets under 5, if it holds under 5, right? So under 5, I'm no longer long. I didn't like that. It should have just exploded. Plus, if we are heading into seasonal weakness, then, you know, but I'm keeping my eye on it because cooler, it ducked me last time. Let's go over this. Like, here's what happened to me last time. It broke out. Look at this. Okay, it broke out here. I literally go to my Twitter. No, you're not going to go to my Twitter. You have to go find it. I tweeted out on Twitter, cooler technology is going to explode. It gaps up. I'm long, pulls back 1, 2, 3, and I got shooken out here. I got shooken out and it moved up and I was pissed. I was like, nah, boom, boom. And I missed it, gaps up and explodes. So stay, don't get bearish on it. Don't get bearish on it. But look at the EMA. As long as it holds above this EMA, I should be long. What EMA am I looking at? So it's still holding it. I should be long. That's 475, but I'm not holding full size until it gets back above 5, right? Psychological level, also previous resistance, right? So until it gets back above 5, I'm not holding full size. This is probably the 21 EMA, 21, the 20. Let's make that 21. 21 weekly. I don't even know why I do 21. It's irrelevant. It really doesn't matter. You can adjust it, whatever. So cooler, I want to say that I'm just watching. I'm holding my size. If it gets under, 5 and holds for too long under the CMA, I'm out. I'll take the loss. It's a 200 million market cap. It can easily do a 5x from here. So it has a lot of potential. I'm still long. Fluence Energy, I cut a lot of size on this one, especially today, right? As it had this is a bearish. Listen, if you have not taken technical analysis, you know what this is. If you have, I have a course right now. I think I put it at $5. That's on my website. If you can get to it and go through it's $5 for technical analysis. I explain this pattern on there. This is bearish engulfing. It engulfs the whole candle. So I think the momentum in the short term is over. I think it's over in the short term. Still long term. I'm still very bullish on it. Still bullish on the name, but our momentum is starting to peak out. Okay. Not completely, but again, market breadth is weakening. The VIX is rising, right? So I don't want to I don't want to overstay my welcome, right? Probably pulls back to this EMA or somewhere in this area, about 10, maybe even 12. I don't know. I hope it comes back to 10. I shaved so much off. I want to see it come back to 10. I shaved a lot off. Okay. It would be beautiful if it came back to this, cup and handle breakout, right? Which is literally 10. I'll tell you right now, if Fluence Energy comes back to 10 psychological level, I'm long. I'm long again. That's a perfect retracement right there. If it comes back to 10, a lot of variables, right? The narrative is still strong. So momentum is slowing though. It's starting to come under. I'm not going to overwhelm my stay. So I shaved a lot off. This is what I mean by momentum. I'm taking it off. Now, Nano nuclear, we talked about this literally yesterday. It is breaking out. I said, pray for a pullback in the Discord. I'm not going to chase it because things are slowing down. I'm not going to chase it. Oklo, the nuclears are coming out, but I want this one. I want this bad when it comes back down. This can absolutely explode. Okay, where's our momentum? It's still kind of early. Well, it's not too early. I don't know. It's a small market cap though. It can move. See how the daily RSI is already, overextended. I'm going to wait. I have exposure. This thing is up literally in 6 days. It's up 160% for my calls, right? I think I made January 2027 calls. I'm way out. Why? For protection. I'm not trading short term. There's too much risk with that. Reduce your risk, pay more for time, right? And you can manage it a lot easier. So I'm up a lot on it, but I want more size. I'm not done with this stock. I'm waiting for it to come back down. I'm not done with this, okay? 50 would be great. A pullback to 50 looks good. Okay, I want the VIX to go to 20 so I can say, okay, great, we're near the reset and I want it here. I want it here. All right. Comments really quick. Thoughts about crypto? We'll go over crypto. Are you bullish? Here's Yassine. Are you bullish? Hey, if you want me to read your comment, I'll go ahead and read it. Just throw it up there. Are you bullish? I'm thinking about going out in November because total 3 chart has been showing we are going down in November every 4 year. Are you saying, Yassine, that we go down every November for crypto? Because I'm going to tell you right now, what I think is November is the bullish time. Total 3, right? Where's our crypto charts? Total 3. Total 3. Taking out Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's just go back to last November, right? This was the election. That was the election boost. 2024. Dang, 2025 went by like lightning. Goodness. All right. Let's go back. November. Here we go. Here's November. Look at November. Maybe I was wrong about what you said. Look at November for total 3. Boom. Boom. That's what we're gonna see, I believe. We're gonna see a boom pretty soon. Bitcoin dominance, right? Now, I don't want to go, I answered your question a little bit. Hopefully, I'd be very bullish for crypto and robotics. All right. Back to the charts. So that's where I'm shaving off. Terra Wolf, I've talked about Terra Wolf a lot. And I don't like this pattern. It looks exactly like exometry. Now, I'm very bullish going into the end of the month, November. I want to see a bottom. I want to see the VIX 20. I'm going to keep repeating it. But look how similar these are. Going straight up, right? Going straight up. I don't like the pattern, but guess what? We had a pullback into 48. Now I like it. But I'm still being, cautious. I want to see some more consolidation. I'm not buying it because it came in. It just initiated, we're in the phase of, okay, we've shaved off this bull crap. But there's an auto buyer, right? Keep this in mind. There's an auto buyer. Somebody's very bullish on exometry because the manufacturing cycle is accelerating. It's not in the data yet. It's accelerating. It's going to go crazy in 2026. A lot of you forget Powell is gone in May. And what are we doing? We're putting in a Trump Fed member. What does that mean? More rate cuts or bearish or liquidity. This is the strongest bull market setup of all time. Okay. Arguably of all time, but it's the strongest setup I've ever seen. You got to be bullish, right? You got to be bullish. You got to know what you're looking at here. So I'm going to pull up the last newsletter so some of you guys can see what I've been bullish on. Some of the charts that we've had. Let's see if I can get to it. This was October 6th. This came out yesterday. Yeah, here it is. All right, I'm going to look at that. So exometry, boom. I'm waiting. But my whole point was energy power generation. Okay. I want to get some SMR, but we're still waiting for this, right? Today, we're not talking about that. Iron, this thing's going to get short. It has to come down. It's up too much. Nano nuclear. I want this the most as far as power generation plays. This watch list, by the way, is in our Discord. If you want to, there's a lot of resources in there. Oklo. I want to see it down here at 110 or maybe, 100. I want to see it get crushed. There's no earnings. Okay. Robotics. We missed rich. Now, this is what I was talking about. What I want to be long. We missed this, overextended, whatever. Let me make sure I don't go off. Make sure I know. Okay. Mega caps. So robotics AI, all I'm going to talk about real quick is robotics and crypto, just so you can leave if you don't want to stay. And here's what I really am getting bullish on, guys. You see this big wedge pattern? This is Paladine AI. Go do some research. Go find out why I'm wrong on this. Somebody go find out why I'm wrong. 400 million market cap. I think it does a 10x. Okay. We're entering a period of small cap cyclicals, which is what this is. There's two things that move the market. Easy money, which is rate cuts, lower rates, fiscal policies, deregulation, tax cuts. That's all free, easy money. Okay. Number two is technologies that solve issues, that solve problems. Well, we have AI. We have language models for thinking. Now we're moving into physical AI. Okay. This is an edge computing or an edge AI use case for robotics. It's very early, very high risk play, but I'm very bullish so far. Somebody prove me wrong because I'm going to get bullish on this. Somebody prove me wrong. Paladine AI, go look it up yourself. Go find out what it is. I'm very bullish on it, but I'm not 100% sure. You know, I'm not so I don't have the highest conviction here, but the opportunity is big. Look at this cup and handle though. Here's what I know. As we cut rates, it's going to get a tailwind. Okay, it's going to get a tailwind as we cut rates. So I can get some size in this because it's you know, it's going to receive a tailwind. You wait till you see, who is it? Qualcomm. Let's see if I can see the news. Qualcomm, I believe today, claim Qualcomm inflated licensee fees. I think it's Qualcomm. I'll have to go find the video. Okay, whatever. I can't find it. So Qualcomm is investing deeply in robotics. They believe this is the next thing. A bunch of companies are going deep in robotics. This is the next play. Tesla's going to set everything off when it finally breaks out. Okay, so this is the greatest bull market. I'm telling you, got to be long. Golden age for stocks and crypto, right? Which is going to be part of the stock market, risk taking, technology. And so I'm very long on this. It's a small market cap. That's why. Okay. And it has a big total addressable market. Symbiotic is already breaking out. I missed this. Look, I'm not even long it, but I've been pointing it out. Hey, Symbiotic looks good. I don't want to chase it. I'm still waiting for an extension in this and then a pullback. Is this bearish divergence? A little bit of bearish divergence. There's a lot of stocks showing bearish divergence, right? When I go through my high beta plays, I see so much bearish divergence, which is in the short run. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a correction in these risk assets, right? I'm pretty sure we're going to get a correction here. Then I want to, you know, then I'm going to dive into the juice. Red Cat Holdings already breaking out. This one's tough. I want exposure. I just don't know how it's going to perform. Now, this is a play on defense, you know, so I'm bullish on this. We're going to do a lot of defense spending. I'm very bullish. It's going to copycat AeroVironment, right? Which is another drone stock. Here's another drone stock, Kratos. They're just going to the moon, but I'm not interested in this. I want to play the derivatives that, you know, of these companies, which are other small cap, cyclical, drone, AI, rate cut sensitive companies. I'm not interested in things that are exploding like this. It's already it's up too much. I'll wait for the pullback, right? I want Red Cat and I want Paladin AI. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay. Transportation. We have Rocket Lab still moving. This one's still probably good. What's the market cap? We're at 29 billion. Rocket Lab is going to be a $100 billion company. It's probably going to triple. I don't know when. Okay. I've missed it 3 damn times. Look at the bearish divergence. It did not care. Bearish divergence, didn't care, still broke out. So this is a very strong stock. Very strong stock. Why? Because we're going to go to the moon. Because it is industrial infrastructure / satellite. We're moving into space. The next war, there's going to be people. Just put it this way. For some of you that are on here, you're lucky to hear this. You're not lucky because I'm the smartest guy in the world, but you're lucky because this is in your mind, the ideas. There will be humans in 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years. They're going to be living in space. The infrastructure is being built today. The next stock for that infrastructure, Lunar technology, intuitive machines. I don't know why I call it Lunar. It looks like Lunar ticker. Intuitive machines. I'm keeping my eye on this. Look at this. Look at this pattern, this wedge pattern, ready to break out. As soon as this damn VIX gets to 20, I'm looking for a bottom in these stocks. I'm looking to enter. I think they can move a lot. Forget S&P going up 10, 15% a year. We're talking 10, 15% in a couple days. We're talking 50% in a month on some of these option plays, right? Now, of course, you have to manage your risk. You know, one-on-one coaching in the Discord. But for now, I'm just throwing out the opportunities. Joby is taking off. Archer exploded. Kind of got stuck. I actually shaved some off on Archer. I didn't like the move in the pre-market. Okay, let's go to the pre-market. Oh yeah, it got crushed. So it moved up strongly. I shaved some off. I think I don't know how much I had. I took some off. I want to get back in it, but it just didn't carry through, right? It didn't carry through. I'm shaving some off, but I'm still keeping my eye on Archer. I think they have a deal with Tesla. Supposedly, we'll see how that plays out. MACD starting to, you know, push higher. I missed this one. Freaking missed it. Down. We talked about in the Discord for what, 3-4 weeks now. And I got stopped out. Sometimes you lose, right? Got stopped out on one of the, I think right here, I got stopped out. Yeah, 240, of course. 4 cents below. 2 cents below and it bottoms, of course, right? It's all good though. That's the game you play. Let me hit the comments real quick. It looked like we went down to 2020. Went down in 2020. Well, you seen, I'll say this. Don't get too biased on what happened in 2020. Remember, 2020 was a unique time. Okay. It was a unique time. It went down in 2021. And that was because of the macro environment. You seen, you really need to take the macro course so you understand macro a little more. Just because you play around in that realm of the dollar and all that, go take my macro course. Okay. Go take the macro course so you understand more. It depends on the regime you're in. In 2021, the reason why Total 3 got smashed is because we're at the end of the risk cycle. Okay. 2021. I remember this like the back of my hand. This was the top. May, well, actually, we peaked out in May and then November. Yep, November 2021. Look, the Fed started hiking rates. This is very simple. You've seen, very simple. You don't need to take my course, but you can go search on the internet all day long and it's hard to really find the information organized. And if, go take it, whatever. So this is when the Fed started hiking rates. This is when the market started pricing in inflation, the rise of inflation, higher interest rates. That's why, we got hit in November 2021. It wasn't 2020, it was 2021. That was a shift in the macro regime. Okay. All right. Back to the stocks. Circle. Okay. Now we're talking about crypto here because we're going to get the crypto bill coming in soon. Circle looks great. It's consolidating at highs. I like it now. I like the fact that it's just consolidating. It's sticking there. I like it. It looks good. So this is easy. Now that we have 3 days on this breakout, 145, below 145, I'm short. That's your stop. That's the first thing you want to know. What's my stop? Below 145. Okay. Below 145. It's not, if it can't hold 145, it's not worth trading. It needs to hold 145. The real momentum is over 155. Okay. So circle. Let's go ahead and make a box. Let's box this up. It's a $10 range, right? Now that looks better than AMD. Not on the long term. I'm just saying, like, in risk reward wise, it looks better. I'm not saying AMD can't blast off. I'm saying that a lot of it got priced in already. So it probably is going to consolidate a little longer. Coinbase. Coinbase is nearing all-time highs. Looks great. Why am I not on I am on a log. That's weird. Okay. Coinbase looks really good. Coinbase hasn't been really getting a lot of Coinbase is gonna be doing something big. Okay, tokenization is coming. You also have bullish. Pattern looks great. Okay, this one looks really good. The setup, reverse head and shoulders, needs to get above 75. Needs to get above 75. I want to say between 72, 75, right? BM&R. Okay. It's gonna blow up. BM&R is gonna blow up. You just got to be positioned for this one. This is the play on Ethereum. Okay, look at that wedge pattern. It's going higher. BM&R is going higher. Forget all this. This doesn't even matter. You're watching Ethereum. You're watching Ethereum. If anything, I would look at the weekly chart. Okay, it looks weird. It's hard to really look at BM&R because of what they're doing with the treasury. The charts don't do its service. It's already 16 billion market cap. Golly. The charts here don't really do due diligence. Here you go. There you go. 3 white soldiers. You have to look at ETH USD. You just got to watch ETH. And ETH looks bullish, super bullish. So this is ETH. Look at rising RSI in the monthly. How's our weekly? Our weekly is actually, looks like shit. The weekly doesn't look great, but we are talking crypto. We need the Clarity Act coming out soon. The Clarity Act. As soon as the Clarity Act goes through, crypto goes through the roof. How's the daily? Climbing. So maybe we consolidate, until the Clarity Act comes out or to the end of October. I'm waiting for that VIX to hit 20. Then I'll be looking around. My favorite play of all crypto, Chainlink. Favorite play, just to keep it simple. If you're new here, I think Chainlink's it's at $20. I think this is a $500 asset by 2030. I think we're looking at 500, maybe more than that, right? But I'm gonna say 500. I'm pretty confident. I have the most conviction out of any other risky asset that's a small cap. This is my highest conviction play in the entire market, right? When I say conviction in terms of opportunity, Tesla's a high conviction, Bitcoin's a high conviction, but the opportunity here for Chainlink is absolutely insane. The entire financial system this is going to power the entire financial system. Look, the whole system is moving to blockchain. All of finance is going blockchain, 24/7 trading, tokenization of all assets, zero knowledge proofs. All this is connected through Chainlink. It is the internet of blockchain. Go watch the video I created on Chainlink. You'll find it. Bigger than Bitcoin is what it says. It says bigger than Bitcoin, right? Now, I'm not trying to shill. I'm just letting you know this is a bigger opportunity than Bitcoin if you miss Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. I think it's huge. I think it's huge. Right now is not the time to go over Chainlink, but I've talked so much about it. This is my highest conviction play. I'll talk about it some other time. MSTR, piece of crap. Got stuck. What did I say? 360 needs to hold 360, right? Didn't happen. Got absolutely crushed at 360. Just couldn't hold it. This pissed me off because I got some options that are about to run out of time December. So I'm, this one makes me nervous. But they're debit spread. So it just needs to, boom for at least 10 days. If I get 10 days of upside, then I'll manage my risk and one of my options might actually make money. But yeah, I'm going to probably take a loss in MSTR because I got too impatient. I got way too impatient. Sometimes you just lose, right? If you're just holding the stock, though, you're in good hands. I'd be buying this. I would be buying the SHIT out of MSTR as a stock just to hold the stock. This could be the biggest stock in the market cap wise in the next 10 years. Bitcoin is going higher. UNH looks great. All right, that's all I want to look at. Robotics. Oh, mega caps. My bad. Mega caps. So can I explain more about the Clarity Act or what it is? The Clarity Act is basically a bill in the Senate right now or in Congress. I think it passed the House or the Senate, one of them. And it's basically the market structure bill to classify which cryptocurrencies or crypto assets, digital assets, which cryptos are considered a commodity and which are considered securities. Therefore, if it's considered securities, that's not good for you because now you'll be illegal just the way that, digital assets are the way that the instrument is put together. You don't want it to be a security. If it's a commodity like Bitcoin, like Ethereum probably will be, then that's a go. ETFs can create it. So if it's a commodity, basically you get ETFs start to get built on everything. Solana, XRP, I'm not a fan of XRP, but they will get built. So if you're a commodity, you're a big winner, right? It clarifies for banks, asset managers, institutions to go all in on crypto. That's what it does. That's the catalyst right now. And it's probably the final gigantic bill to get big institutions in. Right now, Bitcoin's already in. This is the rest of crypto. We're talking altcoins and Ethereum. Is it possible, what up, Mark? Gambling and voting potentially to go blockchain? Oh, it already is. It already is. It's already on its way. The reason why Robinhood is so monstrous is because they keep innovating. They already know about the game of tokenization. Look, we were so bullish on Robinhood here at 40. This was the big wedge pattern broke out. And way back here, that's crazy. This thing is still here because I haven't used these charts. I have so many charts. I haven't used these since 2022. And once Robinhood broke out, I think it put in a bottom where like, hey, you need to be long Robinhood. And I missed out. I should have got long. I got out too. I was selling puts, but Robinhood is, we were talking about betting on Robinhood. Robinhood is inputting crypto. Matter of fact, Kalshi today, the betting app Kalshi is now being adopted by the New York Stock Exchange or by not the stock exchange, ICE. I don't know. I got to go look at it. I was listening to it all morning. There's so much news. Tokenization, I think, is one of the biggest narratives in the market. And all gambling, all finance, all transactions are moving to the blockchain. Let's just put it that way. No matter what these old people tell you, young people are demographics are king in investing. The old people are very cautious. They've already made their money. They don't want to lose anything. They don't understand tech if they're not in it, right? They hold their S&P, they hold their NASDAQ, they hold their Berkshire Hathaway. Well, guess what? There's a new regime. There's a new, boss in town, and it is disruptive technology and innovation. So blockchain will underlie all finance going forward. It's game over. It's game over. If it's a financial app, it's going to have blockchain in it somehow. All prediction markets are already on. I hope you guys know Kelchi and these betting apps, it's blockchain. It's already blockchain. It's instant settlement. It's game over. Okay. All right. Anyways, can you look at SVCO? Yeah, I can look at SVCO. SVCO. What are we at? We're at 55 minutes. I'm going to end this in 5 minutes. I got things to do. Okay, I don't know what this is. Market cap. This is a micro cap. This is a micro cap stock. Provides technology, computer-aided design software, electronic data automation software, and semiconductor intellectual property solutions enable. I don't know. So I'm not going to understand the fundamentals on this. All I can do is the technicals. It looks like it is starting to rise. We're on the weekly. Yeah, bullish divergence. I mean, you do have some bullish divergence starting to play out. Looks like it's trying to break. It's already broken the trend. Okay, that's good. Earnings are coming in. What happened last time? They missed. But I'm guessing how small they are. It's not the earnings miss. It's the revenue growth. It's the expectation. Looks good. Once it gets over and holds, can we make it 6? Somewhere between 5 and 6, 550. Right? If it holds 550, looks like it can make a big impulsive move to about, okay, probably to 670. So a lot of resistance up here. This stock, when it gets above 10, I'm just going to say it. 10 is the psychological number for a lot of stocks. I wouldn't get too deep on it. I know you can, because it could just get crushed. But once it gets above 10, boom, it's gone. That's my guess. Once it gets above 10, I don't know what they do. I don't know who they compete with. I don't know their moats. I don't know if they have intangible assets. I don't know if there's a network effect. I don't know if they have, what they do great. But yeah, technically it's rising momentum. It's rising momentum on a technical basis. So mega caps. If we rotate, I was telling you guys about utility stocks. Check this out. Okay. So utilities right now, let's go to utilities. By the way, my whole watch list is in the Discord. Utility stocks, we have so many of them. Look at these. Look at this watch list. Utilities are starting to move up. Okay. So if it so happens that we're at the end of the cycle, look at SMCI, and we're nearing the end of the cycle, not at the beginning. If we get inflation, which I don't think is going to happen, then these are going to really perform because there's a lot of compute that has to be priced in, meaning there's going to be so much demand for electricity, as we say all the time. These stocks' revenues have to go higher. There's nowhere else to go but higher. If inflation rises, these stocks don't care because that means their earnings, right? If you have to pay higher costs, their earnings, their margins go higher. So here's a couple stocks with rising momentum. This one's already breaking out. Looks good. This is Exelon Corporation. American Electric Power Company. All-time highs, right? Nextra Energy. This one looks good. I know Nextra Energy is like one of the leaders in as a utility. They also have nuclear. This one could be a winner, right? It is a bigger market cap, 171 billion, but you can see all this consolidation from December 2021. This can be a huge winner. Am I going to trade it? I don't know. There's so many stocks out there, but this looks like a big winner. We have Southern Company. This shouldn't even be in here. This is not a utility stock. Why is this in here? This is oh, is it? Oh, maybe I was thinking of a different one. Southern Company, PG&E. bottoming out. Duke Energy. You could, I mean, just look at the charts. Charts are accelerating. Oh, this one's at all-time highs. Who's this? XL Energy. Yeah. So these stocks are blowing up. These stocks are blowing up. If you have a utility ETF, you're probably doing well. I don't like ETFs though. This is gas. This is utility gas. I don't know what's TRGP target. I don't know why it looks like that. This is also gas. These are gas companies. Nat gas. Maybe because nat gas prices are falling. This one's just going straight up. June 20. So last year it was trading around 115. It's at 174. Not bad. These are water. See how water's doing. Water's all right. Water utilities, they're not doing too well. Alternatives. I just want to point out, oh my goodness, things going straight up. What is this? Talon Energy. Oh, this is one of the data centers. This one powers data centers. Man, you want to pull back on this one. I've seen a lot of stuff on this one. This is new too. 2023 June IPO'd. IPO'd at 55 or 40, but basically $50. It's at 450, up 400%. All right. So those are the utilities. I just want to put on your radar. Utility stocks are strong. You might want to trade them. I don't really want to own utilities unless it's CEG, right? Big pullback on CEG or Vistra or Fluence, which is kind of a utility. CEG is at what, 100 billion? Psh, goodness, these things are huge. Big valuations. A lot of valuations. I'm interested in robotics. All right, so SMCI, there's a lot of good setups. Yeah, there's a ton of good setups. Whoa, SMCI looks good. Okay. Oh, damn. I haven't really looked at this for a while. Yeah, SMCI looks really good. Over $60. Yeah, just laddering up. Boom, boom, boom. SMCI blow off top over 60. I don't know how you enter it. I know it's super volatile, but SMCI looks good. Rising momentum. How is it looking on the daily? Looks good on the daily chart. SMCI looks like it's going to start to ramp up. You need to look at MU. You got a crossover here on the MACD on the weekly. Yeah, SMCI looks good. Is there a date or a site where I can follow info about the Clarity Act? Yassine, just use the internet, bro. Just use the internet. I mean, or AI. Just Google. There's free AI LLMs. Just go to Google, use Google Bard, or actually the Google pops up. Just say, what's the updates on a Clarity Act? Just Google it. Use your resources. There's not like a exact thing, but yeah, use your resources. Because it's a legislation, so you just have to ask the question. It's not too complicated. We're just waiting for that to get priced in. Can we take a look at Innovix? Is that Panther who I think it is? Is that the Panther I think it is? Yeah, we'll take a look at Innovix. So Innovix, on a technical basis, Innovix, this is a gigantic spring. I don't want to give up on this one anytime soon, because all this resistance, once it gets infiltrated, right, and you get above, you really start to hold above 15, 16, I think it goes to like 40, 50 really quick. I think it goes to 40, 50 really quick, especially if they deliver on whatever battery technology they're trying to produce. They are trying something different. Let's see, develop silicon anode lithium batteries for, I don't know, they're doing something. Proprietary 3D cell architecture increases energy density. Maybe it's the structure of the cells. So if they do make a breakthrough, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Rising momentum here. On the weekly chart, we're not overbought yet. We're getting there. And, you know, battery storage is in season, right? We get a crossover in the MACD. So yeah, it looks great. It looks really good. I'm not shaving nothing off on this one. I'm holding it. We're not overdone yet. I'm not super sized up though either. If there was a time, it would have been 10. So if it comes back to 10, I size up even more. Not just because it touches, but if it comes back and holds 10, I'll size up even more depending on what these look like. But I like Innovix a lot. Really do like Innovix. 30%, also 30% short interest. Okay, so it can fly. Is there a website where you can find all the stocks? Um, not necessarily. Not necessarily where you can find all the stocks. I mean, you can ask, but not really. You seen, you're asking good questions. There, it's really hard for people to see and know all the stocks. Okay, I'll show you the stocks that I'm looking at here, and this will be. I was going to show you guys this anyway. Here's my newsletter that I send out. Okay, and here's just a basket of some of the stocks that we've been covering. Some of these are up big. Okay, and this was get straight to the point, so you don't have to go through the whole thing, right? Chainlink, CRISPR, Terrawolf, Xometry, SMR, UiPath. Ooh, I got to look at UiPath. This is another robotics stock I'm looking at. Got SMR in there twice. Nano Nuclear, Fluence, Symbotic, Archer, right? So basically, zoom out a little bit. ETF picks, which I'm not really interested in the ETFs right now. Those are for people who are a little younger or newer to the market. But here's our ETFs when we start to rotate into a different macro regime where we're not there yet. I'm not gonna explain all this, but these are the ETFs that I would only mess with. There's a lot of beginners who don't really know much, right? This is just a framework for people to use. And then here's our income driven, which we're not interested in these yet because we're not in that regime yet. We want growth, right? Now here's the stocks, AI, big data. By the way, here's the type of stocks or the industries that we're focused on: AI, big data, cloud computing, blockchain, power generation, energy storage, financial innovation, industrials, biotech, communication, media. That's what I'm most focused on when it comes to growth, because I'm mostly, investing in or focused on disruptive innovation for the most part, right? Tesla, Palantir, NVIDIA, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Meta, AMD, ASML. That was a big winner for somebody. ASML, nobody even knows what that is. That is by the way, ASML is so rare, right? This stock they produce the microchip. I'm sorry, they produce the technology that actually produces chips for Taiwan Semiconductor, right? So there's a whole supply chain. NVIDIA is like at the end. And if you go all the way back, this is the only company that produces those chips. And I was just like, hey, anything under 900 looks good. Okay. And it's in Germany, I believe, or somewhere in Europe, right? Xometry, that's going to be a big one. I think that can be a 10 bagger over time. Tempest AI, we are long on that for a while. CRM, still struggling. Shopify, I don't think it's ready yet. Twilio, not ready yet. CrowdStrike, Datadog, that one's going to be a big one. IonQ, I haven't bought any of these, by the way. IonQ, Rigetti, I'm waiting for them to get absolutely crushed. Blockchains, we got Bitcoin, Ethereum. I need to add to this. I need to add to some of these: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink. Power generations, right? Right now, Oklo, Nano Nuclear, SMR, those are the big ones that I like. Iron, this one exploded. I actually sent out a newsletter. What does Iron do? When was this? I sent this out in April, May, somewhere in May. So this thing outperformed. I missed it, by the way. Terrawolf, I think Terrawolf does something like it. It was at 16. So it's at what, 50, 60? We signaled it when it was back at 16. Back at 16, right? So if you're missing, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the best guy in the market. If my stuff is digestible and it makes sense, go subscribe. This is free, by the way. And you're going to get a little report on what they do if you want to read, you want to dive deeper, if you don't want to do the research, right? Fluence Energy. Anything under 15, this one blew up from 8. And Novix is on here. Financial tech, I'm not interested in all I think Hood's up too much. JP Morgan's up too much, but some people might like it. SoFi, not a fan. I still have them up here because I know there's going to be an opportunity for a lot of these. Lemonade, I like Lemonade a lot. I haven't talked about it lately. I think that one's going to be big. Circle, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, I'm big on. BM&R, big on right now, right? Circle looks good though. Industrials, Deere, robotics company, by the way. Caterpillar, those are the leaders in construction, building. This is, I can't remember the name. That one looks good. Rocket Lab, back at 30. What's it at, 50 now? Archer, been big on that. Symbotic, it's at 64. Serve, barely started to break out. BWXT, this is a nuclear tech stock that I'm still trying to understand it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's just up too much. I haven't really talked about it. Kratos back at 35. This thing's at what, 60, 70, 80? Aviv, this one's at 350. These two exploded. Now I need to add a new one. When it comes to biotech, Eli Lilly started to move. Novo, we'll see. I think they have some more issues. CRISPR, very big on CRISPR. Okay. Illumina, and then this is the new one right here. I don't even know what it's called. I can't pronounce it, but this one I think is going to be big. I should have been zoomed in. Sorry. Communication media stuff. So I'm just showing you kind of what you're going to get with it. Oh, this one really performed. Okay, not net. By the way, Netflix does look good. I want to look at Netflix. ASTS. This is Space Mobile. When it was at 35, this thing is at what, 64 right now. Shout out to I can't remember his name. He was in our Discord. I haven't heard from him for a while. I think he got a new job, but he called this one out a long time ago. And Nano Nuclear. He nailed them. So this was one of the best performers in the whole market. We said, hey, get anything between 35. It's at 70, pretty much doubled. All right. These ones not too. Roku's going to be good soon. Anyways, and then you have a portfolio allocation model, 80% offense, 20% defense. Just a way to think about it if you're new, or maybe you want to just, say, hey, you know what, let me look at this framework. Go subscribe. It's free. Okay. You can go through my website, mindgrowth.io. Just go to mindgrowth.io or find me in the social. This is free. Anyway, here, I'm going to put this in the comments just so it's there to access, because I know it's like, I don't want to go look for stuff. All right, we'll go back to the charts. Oh, we're already in on an hour here. Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. What do we got next? Oh, there you go. Lithography. That's what ASML does. Lithography. ASML. Lithography. I don't know how, like, I can't keep up with everything, but this one looks really good. The charts looked good down here. Very good charts. I said anything under 900. It was down here like 670, but it had a really good pattern. It just blew up. Lithography. Yeah, that's a weird one. There's so much tech out there. Ask ChatGPT. Yeah, ask ChatGPT. Let's see. Let's see, what's he saying here? AMKR was supposed to be conducted at TSM, but never really took off. Don't know much about AMKR. What is that? AMKR? Never heard of it. AMKR. Amcor Tech. This is a 7 billion market cap. Not bad. Engages in precision outsourcing semiconductor packaging. Is this the one you were telling me about in Phoenix or Tempe? Yeah, this is the one. It's in Tempe. Okay. Okay, cool. I mean, it looks pretty bullish. There's so many companies out there. Goodness. Now you understand how to read it. Yeah, there you go. Yassine. I guess maybe you've seen it. It can be confusing. It's just there's so many different people at different levels. How do you serve them all? You can't. So you're gonna miss some people, but I'm happy to go over it when I have time. Home builders. What am I even on this for? We're not looking at home builders. In place stocks. I think we're gonna end the stream there. Oh, MU. That's right. MU and Netflix. MU Netflix. Damn, MU looks good. I've been doubting this company. I used to trade it back in the day when I first started trading. And man, MU, I still don't understand the narrative. I'm like, why not AMD? I just never looked into it. Just so many semiconductors. But MU looks solid from what I've seen. They're going to benefit a lot. I mean, what is our market cap? We're probably going to what, 400 billion? Probably doubles from here. It's at 208 billion. Looks great. It's a little overdone at the moment, so it should be retracing. Yeah, that's a bearish divergence. If there was one, should present a buying opportunity. Let's measure the pullback by using our Fibonacci's. If we measure our Fibonacci from the previous low, you get a pullback to 100. I doubt that's going to happen, so let's go to the next momentum burst. You get a pullback to about 150, 145. If we go here, 160. So I'm going to say between 170 for MU, probably a buy range or a spot to start thinking is probably 170 to 150. Somewhere in this range. I don't know. NFLX. I'm going to go over these mega caps, okay? If some of you guys are trading options, these are way too big to trade shares, but Netflix is setting up. I mean, They want to cancel Netflix. It's kind of funny, you know, you want to cancel everybody. We just want our culture back, right? Judeo-Christian values. And then they're like, oh, we're not real Judeo. That's a lie. There's so much craziness in the news. It's crazy. It's wild. Don't get fooled. Do not get fooled. I don't like a lot of stuff Netflix does, but hey, it's a business. They're trying to make money. If it doesn't work, they'll get rid of it. The stock looks good though. It's starting to really base out here. I think it's going to start basing out. We have earnings though, so I would wait for earnings. I've never traded Netflix successfully. Never. But it always holds the weekly RSI, right? At about 50. It always holds it. So I got to do more research. I don't know if I could just buy Netflix before earnings. I don't know if I could do it. Where is the Discord link? The Discord link is all over my socials. It's on TikTok. Here, I'll post it on the comments. But it's all over the place, the Discord link. Let me go grab it real quick. There's probably other people that might want to jump on it. People. Copy. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here's our Discord link. Boom. So yeah, we have Netflix. What are the other ones? We're looking at the weekly chart. We have Amazon. I could never trade Amazon good either. There's certain stocks Apple I could trade. Apple, we're bullish here. I got out because I saw something better. Did I capitalize on it? Probably, maybe not. Just kidding. But I like Meta. Meta's spending a lot on AI, and it looks like it's at the halfway mark. Usually it bounces here. And that's why I never trade these, because I have to wait for the right setup. But there is a lot of support here around 675. 680. If Meta comes in, supports 700 for a minute, I could trade a debit spread. I wouldn't get too much size on it. Microsoft doesn't look bad. Looks like it's going to consolidate. Tesla pissed me off. I took more size off on Tesla today, by the way. I thought they're going to come out with the chip. That's a bearish pattern. Big engulfing pattern. Retest, gets rejected. That's a bearish engulfing pattern. Maybe I should have took off more. The RSI is decelerating. It's going to have to retest something else. Like Tesla is a sell. Everything in the technical says sell for Tesla. Everything says it. And that's my favorite stock. I hate to sell Tesla, but the technicals tell me that it's a sell, right? Unless, you know, they come out with some, oh, well, we're going to do this, but they almost always sell off on an event, right? RSI weekly looks like it wants to revamp up. Maybe it holds over a couple days, but from my experience, it's showing bearish tendencies right now, right? A lot of bearish tendencies, and maybe it comes back down to 415. Maybe it retests 400. That's where it first started to ramp higher. Let's do a little analysis, see where it could come. Yeah, maybe 395, 400. Maybe sell puts there. We'll see. But yeah, Tesla's a sell for now. Needs some more consolidation. That's a clear bearish pattern. Damn it, Tesla. I was hoping it'd go to like 500 by the end of the week. Oops, I forgot to take that comment off. Damn it. There's a way to, let me see. Can I thought there's a way to move the chat on the side. I guess I can't do it. See if I could do it. There's a way to, I don't know where it's at. Is it banners? Oh, look, and I could do the Discord here. Look at, tell me if that works. It's like it's a link, top left corner, right? That's the Discord link. Oh, cool. This is cool. So you guys can scan that with your phone if you want to jump on the Discord, so you don't have to go through the chat. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then here you got the Mind Growth website. Okay. Mind Growth is just something we put together, me and my brothers, we're going to have more content. This is a big build out. This is a very long-term thing. Right now we have a lot of finance on there. There's going to be a lot of health, a lot of faith, finance, and fitness is the core for this website. We're still building it out. Right now we're focused on finance a lot. But mostly this is where you're gonna find all my content that I'm writing, sending out newsletters, sending out courses, all that stuff. You'll find all that on here. All right, that's mind growth. All right. Okay, I didn't figure out how to do that. So okay, This is the last one. Last one, maybe one more. Okay. So let's go to the weekly. On semiconductors, shares fall amid tech sell-off linked to Oracle's weak cloud margins and AI demand. Da, 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 da. Okay, little shake up here. I don't like it. The momentum looks like trash. I mean, just by looking at it on the weekly, it doesn't look primed. It's not ready. Daily doesn't look ready either. I don't like it. I don't like the technicals on there. TSMC. Whoa. This thing is going straight up. Nope. Oracle, retesting. The market is starting to cool off. So right now for mega cap tech stocks, I think we have more room. I'm looking at a sell-off. I think we need time to regather. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to point out 3 stocks as always that I really like. Nano Nuclear, at the moment, I'm waiting for this pullback. I think this is a 10 bagger. Okay, guys, I think this is a 10 bagger stock. At $50, I think go to 500. Maybe it takes 5 years. I don't know. Maybe it takes 3. Who knows? But it's a very small market cap. Here's my thesis. There's not enough energy. They do a lot of computer stuff. I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole thesis. You can read it on the website. I have a breakdown of what they do, a little moat, how they have a competitive advantage, all that stuff. So market cap's 2.3 billion at $50 a share. Let's say they're 2 billion. This could be a $20 billion company in 2 to 3 years, especially with all the rate cuts, the demand for nuclear. I don't know what their earnings are right now, but I would guess to say that their earnings are going to go much higher over the next couple of years, their revenue at least. So I think this is a 10 bagger, very bullish. Wolf just did a deal. Now this needs to come down, okay, to about $10. Wolf is partnered with Google. Google is now the largest shareholder of Terra Technologies. All right, largest shareholder. What does that mean? It means that they're pretty much, there's no way they can fail. I mean, of course, there's always a way to fail, but you got rate cuts, you got fiscal policy, you have unlimited. They generate power and electricity a lot like iron. And I think they're going to start to outperform iron, hopefully, because I'm long. I want to be selfish, greedy here, but they're in New York and they do hydro. They have one of the biggest data centers in the US. So I'm very, very bullish on Wolf for a power generation play. So Nano Nuclear is pure nuclear components in infrastructure. Wolf is power generation. The next big stock. Okay, this one's early. This is high risk. This is edge AI for robotics. The big thesis here is that there's 100 million robots being built every single year. I think it's 100. Is it 100 million or a million? A million robots every year. And there's already a lot of robots being built. Those robots are going to need AI, right? Software. They build AI software at a very cheap cost, and they have a pretty good track record. They're super early. You haven't heard about them. This is early, very early. It's high risk, but I think this is not just a 10 bagger. I think this could be I don't like to say it on here. I don't even want to say it. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I think this is a big stock in the future. Okay. Now this could go wrong. I'm not done with it yet. I'm not saying this is right. I'm not there. It's high risk. I'm going to be tracking it, but the potential is huge. They're basically doing what Tesla does to put intelligence at the edge. So you don't really need cloud. You don't really need coders. It's just it's like, I don't want to explain it on here. I'm not ready to explain it yet. What else is a big stock I'm looking at? Another big one. Obviously, Chainlink. Okay, here we go. UiPath. Okay, here we go. So UiPath, dude, they are very undervalued. Okay, I've been watching this stock for a couple years. I got long on it last December. Did freaking nothing. Okay, didn't do. I was pissed. It broke down. I think I got long in Was it? There's no way it was 2023. I got long here. I was like, dude, this thing's bottomed out. Look at this. Just holding the level. Somebody's buying this down here. UiPath. You're going to start hearing about it. They say it's the next Palantir. I don't know about that, but it has a lot of potential. So the fundamentals are great. Very undervalued. High margin business. Very high margin business. 7.8 billion market cap. So it's a small cap. This one I think has a lot of potential. Okay, this is less risk than Paladin AI, but it's also 15 times larger than Paladin AI. So they started working with, I think this is a big idea. They started partnering with OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Snowflake, NVIDIA. This one might have very large potential. Okay. Can you trade it? Yes. Boy, the RSI is accelerating. The momentum is accelerating on the weekly chart. It might not give a SHIT about the macro because we're talking about automating labor. We're talking about automating intelligence. These are AI agents, right? Artificial intelligence agents, a lot like CRM, but much smaller market cap. Matter of fact, CRM is about 30 times larger and losing market share. Okay. So keep your eye on UiPath. Above 15 on a technical basis, this thing can blow. Now, I was so bullish on this before. I was like, oh, this is the next big play. By the way, I called Palantir. Ask any in my chat. We were long Palantir in 2020, way back. I started looking at Palantir before it was even a damn stock. This was my biggest loss of my career because I leveraged in way too much. I didn't have good risk management. I got way too excited and I invested at the wrong time in the cycle, which is why I consider myself a cycle expert now, because I'm never going to lose like that again. I lost so much money. I was depressed, lost big. So my point is, I thought, hey, this might be another Palantir like play, and it just didn't play out. But now it looks like it might be time. It might be time to get, long this. So my biggest conviction is Chainlink as a small cap opportunity. UiPath is getting up there. Maybe not fully, but it's getting up there. And Paladin AI may be the biggest opportunity, but highest risk by far, because we're talking robotics. When I say opportunity, these are high risk bets that you must use technicals with. You don't just go blindly and buy them. Okay. PDYN. I'm almost FOMOing in it, but I'm looking at the pattern. Once it starts to rip, then I'll start putting in more size. I'll track the narrative to make sure, okay, this is solid, but I think this thing can rip. If it underperforms, it goes to 50. If it outperforms over the next couple of years and robotics are as big as I think it can be, which are millions of robots are being created, they're going to need edge AI software that doesn't connect to the cloud necessarily, where they can learn and partner and communicate together, and they're in drones and robots and industrial factories. This is a subscription. It's pure margin. Okay, pure margin. The stock's at 10. I think this is a $250 to $500 stock. I don't know when, but I think that's the potential. Maybe bigger. Who knows? It's a small market cap. Anyways, big dreams you got to take risks, right? Only the brave. Fortune favors the brave. Just don't be stupid. Have risk management. Know where your stop is at. You're going to lose money no matter what. All right. Not financial advice. All right. So Palantir in the summer of 2020 when I first, you remember that? Sana remembers Palantir. Yeah. I missed so much on Palantir. I had so many shares, but that's a learning lesson. Guess what? You have another day. More importantly, your physical health. Wealth is nothing. Your health is wealth. You see all these guys struggling, right? Getting disease. Take care of your health first. Take care of your fitness. Make sure you're working out. Get enough rest when you can. Don't do stupid things. Have some faith in something. Believe in something bigger than yourself. Always, give back to your community in some way or another. Lift weights and stay blessed. The Discord, I put it in the chat, and appreciate you guys, the time you've given me. Let's go make some money. Stay blessed. I'll catch you guys next time. Go watch the beginning if you're new, because I think we're going to get a correction, and that's the opportunity. VIX 20. Let's go. Catch you guys next time. Stay blessed. Appreciate you.